Recording as well. See? Right. Hi, how is everybody?
Good, thanks Freya. How are you?
I'm really good actually. I'm better now that we've got this sorted out, because it's always that few seconds when you're just getting things started and ready to see if everything's going to work, isn't it? So once it's all streaming and we're all done, then I can go, whew. So I'm actually fine now. How are you guys?
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you.
No, that's absolutely fine. If you'll have to forgive me if I'm looking away from the screen a little bit, I'm literally just tapping away on my phone, sharing to all the groups and things. So, Lisa, you are the founder of the ISCP, Lisa Tenzin Dalmar. So,
yes.
Can you tell us about how the ISCP started?
Yeah, sure. It's very confusing with two Lisas, isn't it? I opened the ISCP almost 10 years ago, 1st of September 2011. Several years before that, I'd graduated in canine psychology, and I was looking for education providers who were teaching really in-depth courses in all different aspects of canine behaviour. And there weren't really any. There was one course available at that time that was pretty much force-free, but that was all. So at that time, I was a member of the Association of Dogs, and this is going back a lot further. You know, the process actually began almost 3 years before, 2.5 to 3 years, so about 2008, and I came up with this idea of teaching a workshop in canine behaviour using force-free reward-based methods, basing all of it on sound scientific principles. And I spoke to the then committee of Dogs, which was CEO Sue and Jane, and they really liked the idea. And then I started writing and thought, gosh, this is really big, you know, well, it could be a course. So I spoke to them about that. They were really keen on the idea. And at that time, it was very difficult to find distance learning courses. So I suggested that it was put together as a distance learning course, which would make it available globally. And they were very into it. Theo particularly was very entertained by me using the word international in the title. And said, that's going to be really interesting, see if anybody does enroll from overseas. And in fact, we're in something like, I think it's 62 countries now. So it really turned out to be international. So it started off as just the Diploma in Canine Psychology and Behaviour course, which is now called the Diploma in Canine Behaviour. And then over the years, it developed with lots more courses now. There's a very wide range between behaviour training, nutrition, handling. So we've got this kind of broad range, body language, and it's kind of blossomed from there now. So we have a sort of lot of members from all over the world. The policy is to be compassionate towards people as well as dogs, which is something that I think is very important.
Very important.
And so we brought out quite a few new courses recently, and most recently, I decided to step back from being in the public eye, so to speak, and kind of being the person right out there at the front with the school, and hand over the role of principal to Lisa and to June Pennell, who's not able to be with us this evening. She might actually turn up right at the end, but she wasn't sure if she'd be back in time, so she sends her apologies. So Lisa joined us beginning of October last year, and we're very glad that she did. And June had been working with me for over 5 years. It might even be 6 years now. Running the office. Excuse me. And so in October, when Lisa joined me, the plan was that once Lisa settled in, I would step back a bit, and that Lisa and June would run the office, deal with people's inquiries, sending out course files and everything. And I would oversee the general running of the school, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. And putting together new courses, developing new courses, proofreading, editing those, getting them ready to go out. And recently as well, Dan joined us, who's with us tonight, who is one of my sons. He joined me as co-director of the school. So he's kind of taking a very active role now in the running of the school. He's working with you, Freya, on social media.
You'll actually see, if you look on our social media page, the main ISCP page, you'll actually see quite a lot of Dan's graphics and things that he's been making on Instagram and posting over to us. Now, he's a lot more funky than I am, so you can definitely tell which ones it is.
I wouldn't say that at all, to be honest, because I've kind of taken, so my graphics are effectively just the graphics that I've seen across the board from multiple different sources, because of course they haven't always been done by the same people, and then just kind of effectively making a pastiche from that. So I'm not really that responsible in that sense. It's more...
They look really awesome, though. I must say, they definitely stand out, and you're doing brilliantly with them. So, what made you decide to get involved with the ISCP then?
I guess it was just a case of like support mum, really, more than anything. I have a little bit of kind of different perspective, knowledge-wise, from working in sales for a large majority of my career time, I guess. And also in management and kind of art and branding. So it was more just kind of a case of initially helping by doing little tasks as a freelancer, and then eventually just being like, well, I can help a little bit more if you like, and be there to support mum and help with more ideas and stuff, pretty much. So
I must say,
built a new website.
Yes, you did, didn't you? You built the website.
I did build the website, yes. So I guess that was the main catalyst. So before that, I was kind of freelance, doing a little bit, like occasionally mum would ask me to do a graphic or would ask me to do something for the ISCP. And then of course the website, it seemed kind of a natural progression to help maintain the website and carry on kind of just providing a different perspective, I guess.
And I seem to remember you saying the website was quite a big job.
Oh, almost 100 pages. So
100 pages, wow.
It came across initially, like from looking at the website itself, it doesn't look like there's that many pages, because it's kind of background links within pages. So looking at the job, it was kind of like, oh, this looks like a small, easy to do website. It was quite the mammoth task, but it taught me a lot. Both.
Oh, this is
to do with dogs, but also from the perspective of such a big project. So,
well done, though. You've done an amazing job with it. So, Lisa Hurd,
thank you.
How are you finding it as a principal?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I mean, seriously, I guess for me, you know, we always talk about compassion for dogs, compassion for the owners and so on. Do you know what I love about joining the ISCP that hit me straight away is that it's not just compassion. We talk about positive reinforcement as well for dogs, for owners, but for staff as well, and just that whole support network that's there right across the board, from Lisa just coming down, and it's just a fab ethos. So it's been a real breath of fresh air for me joining, and I absolutely love it.
See, one of the things I love, for those who don't know, I work on doing the Facebook pages at the ICP, and one of the things I love about it is when we're all sitting together and we're having our chats and we're all coming up with ideas, it's like having a chat with our mates, isn't it? It's not like work at all. It's such a nice place to be, and we try and extend that to the students as much as possible as well, don't we? So
the students are amazing, and again, I love the way, you know, we celebrate people's successes, and all the students are on there going, oh, congratulations. It's just lovely, really lovely.
That's one of my favorite things, actually, is posting our students' successes on the pages and things, because some of our students are amazing, aren't they? But you know, they blow you away with the things they get up to. There's a blog on there tonight. I was sitting there reading them. You sent me the links over, and like, they're so good, and our students are so knowledgeable. And for someone, especially like me, who came into the dog world as a new beginner, I find that the ICP is so supportive of everybody at all different levels. I think that's something that you really aim for, isn't it?
Yes, it's really important. Yeah.
So
and it's incredible to see what comes from our students and our graduates as well, because, you know, we do celebrate each stage of the learning journey. So say in the Diploma in Canine Behaviour course, there's 3 different certificates that you gain as you go through the course. So when you finish, it's 17 modules altogether. So after module 4, you receive a certificate in canine behaviour, and everyone goes, hooray, aren't you brilliant? And after module 11, you get your intermediate certificate, and everyone is really clapping for you. And then at the end of the course, you get the diploma. And really, that is a huge achievement, because that person is then able to go out and work practically with dogs and their carers. And during that whole learning process, they'll have written virtually a book in coursework assignments. So they have all of that information to look back on that they've gathered and put together for their tutors. And that's something, as a writer myself, you know, because I've had lots of books published, it's something that I find really exciting, to think that people who start the course who say, I haven't written anything for years, and, you know, I haven't done any studying for a long time, I don't know if I'm going to be any good with the coursework, that in fact, they're so proud of themselves and what they've achieved, you know, because they have written maybe 30, 40, 50,000 words by the end of the course. And 50,000 words is a good sized book, you know.
That's one of my proudest achievements, was the advanced diploma. And of course, that's been completely rewritten. It's massive now, isn't it? They've got so many names in there. I mean, you've got Marco Adder, you've got was Mark Beckhoff contributed, who was Dale McClellan's in there. Who else did you have on there? There was loads of people, wasn't there?
Simon.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we had so many people who contributed to that course. Yeah, and in fact,
I never dreamed in my wildest dreams that I would ever have a level 6. I left school at 15, and I had my GCSEs, and that was basically it. I left home and I went to work as a waitress, and I never ever thought that I would ever get a level 6 qualification. So I mean, and I didn't do that until I was in my late 30s. So one of the things I love about the ISCP is that for people like me who are kind of starting things later on in life, well, not later on, but middle-aged, you know, like they're so welcoming in, you know what I mean? And one of the things I found is that I was half expecting everybody to have been there for years and years and years, and to really look down their noses at me and like wonder what on earth I was doing, basically. And I found the complete opposite. Do you know what I mean? I come in and it was like walking into a family of people that wanted me to do well. And that's one of the things that I always find about the ISCP is we encourage people so much. And it's so important, isn't it? Especially in this day and age when there's so many things that are going on in the world that are a little bit negative. It's wonderful to have something to come home to, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
So
that's the first thing that hit me. Really supportive. And I mean, you see it in our case study evenings that we have with students, you know, and they can come and we'll chat through a case study, or they might be working with a case, and you know, the encouragement and support from from everyone there is just wonderful.
And of course we have our own professionals as well, like we have Amelia Wellham, who's our vet, don't we? And we have Caroline Wilkinson, who comes in and talks about all the holistic bits and bobs, and we have Katie McCall and Caroline Hearn, who are nutritionists. And so we have so many people who are on hand that we can ask for things as well, which I think is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? But one of the newest things that we were going to talk about is the support for students after they finish their diplomas, because I know you guys have had some massive changes lately, haven't you?
Yes, well, we've always supported graduates afterwards. They stay in the Facebook group, they stay in touch with us, and they can kind of interact with everybody in much the same way as they did when they were students. So that's really useful, I think. But recently, we have set up, it's taken a year to put together, so we are all really, really excited about it. We're accredited by quite a lot of different organisations globally, but we have now formed our own accrediting body as well, our accrediting arm of the organisation, called the Association of Canine Professionals. And that is for what we call the ISCP alumni. And this is people who have done any of our diploma courses, which are level 5 courses, and received a merit or a distinction for that course. And they have the option to join the alumni. So Lisa,
well, they actually have to pass the assessment on the way in, don't they, as well? So even then, you know, the alumni are the cream of the cream, aren't they? But
yes.
if anybody has their merit in their diploma, or sorry, they don't quite get to their merit in their diploma, what would be the options if they would really wanted to get into the alumni?
I mean, bearing in mind that the diploma in itself is a huge achievement, if they wanted to join the alumni, they could do another of the diploma courses. So say they'd done the diploma in canine behaviour, then they could do the diploma in canine nutrition or in raw feeding. If they're 2 separate courses, but the canine nutrition course has both the raw feeding and the nutrition course in it together, but there's a separate course for raw feeding, or the diploma in safe handling. There's quite a lot of other courses that people can do and aim to gain a merit.
So they can top up their learning, basically, so they get to the level that they're in, that they are worthy of the alumni. Because of course, I mean, it's a brand new organisation, but you know, the people that we're getting into it are the people that are the level 5s and 6s. So you know, they're going to be up there with, you know, I mean, so what is the plans for the alumni going forward? What sort of benefits and things will the people get from being in it?
Come on, Lisa, it's your turn. You're very quiet in the corner.
One of the things we thought would be really useful, especially if people are out practicing and working behaviour cases, you know, it can be quite a lonely place, especially now we've been doing a lot of online consults, and it's just having somebody to run things past, check out with, you know, I'm working with this case, I'm a bit stumped, things aren't moving forward, or this is what I've been doing. And so we're going to have case discussion evenings, not case studies, case discussions. So they can bring along their case study success stories. We love celebrating success stories, but it's a chance to have a safe place where you can get a bit more advice, help, support, whatever you need. So that's one of the benefits, and I think that'll be, you know, really useful. I know years ago when I first started in behaviour, you feel a bit on your own, because suddenly it's like, oh my God, I'm going into somebody's house or online, and I'm working with their dog. How do I know I'm doing this right?
That's it. You need that support, don't you? Yeah. So another thing,
and we hope that's going to kind of bridge the gap.
And of course, they'll be able to join the Interdogs as a provisional member as well, won't they? So they'll be able to start getting some support and things like webinars and stuff like that through them as well, won't they? So that's another bonus. And a 20% discount, that was one, wasn't it?
On all of our courses, yes, which is great.
And of course, you've got your amazing new badge, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, we got 3. We've actually got 3 badges that alumni members receive. So all designed by Dan. Well, no, 2 designed by Dan and 1 designed by Denise O'More.
Of Mighty Dog Graphics.
Our lovely Denise. Because we're kind of working in partnership now with Interdogs through the alumni, which again, we've been affiliated with Interdogs since the start, but this is very, very exciting. So they receive 2 ISCP logos, sort of really lovely ones that are different to our normal logo. And then this lovely ISCP and Interdogs logo combined, which is absolutely beautiful, that Denise designed.
Yeah, of course, and obviously, you know, as the alumni goes along, there'll be more and more sort of resources and things thrown into it, and there'll be more and more members, and it's going to be an amazing place, isn't it, for everybody that's finished like their level 5s and level 6s, and you know, got their merits and so on. That'll be awesome. So I'm really excited about it. I am. But,
thank you.
But, so. I think we're coming up to time now, but I was just literally going to say thank you guys for joining me on ICAN tonight, and it's been really fun getting to know you.
Oh, thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
Freya.
That's okay.
Thanks,
Have a wonderful
Freya.
evening.
Invited us.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.